Good morning, everyone. This is Brian Weber for technicalAnalysisResearch.com. This is the Euro-Dollar video report for the 14th of May 2012. So, looking at the Euro-Dollar and trying to figure out what it's been doing over the last few days, especially over the Asian session today. We had another gap from the Sunday and Monday data right here. It's nothing spectacular, but nothing comparable what we had last week, but there is a little gap here for roughly about 129.16 down towards that 129.09 level. So we're all talking about less than 10 pips of a gap, but nevertheless, it still hasn't filled this gap in the overnight session. You can see that prices are just putting lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower high, and prices currently bouncing off that DS1 level right here. But prices are looking a little overextended. There may be some more scope for downside momentum, but I don't think we're going to see a whole sell-off during the London session today. I think we could get some sort of sell-off before we form a basing pattern and look to get long in the market. So we do have some supports down at the DS1, and then we got some more down at the 128.53. Price is currently trading at 128.83. So I think if you do get a little bit of a sell-off for a few pips, we'll be looking for really the euro dollar to base probably around this zone here before it relaunches itself to the upside for a correction, because we've had this sell-off on the intraday chart which could be extended down at this point here. Okay, so just bringing in a few more days worth of data here. The chart will be a little skewed up, but we need just to see some more days. And again, this is the 15-minute chart, so again, we can't just see a clear sell-off here. It's been taking its time. Every time it tried to go down, it bounced back up. Every time it went down, bounced up, and so on. It took a very long time to break this 129.00 zone down here. But now that we are broke above, below there, we seem to be holding that as resistance with a few sell-offs in the overnight session and towards this London Open here. But again, because we just recently broke the 900 level, I think we could form a base, a little foundation, maybe a little lower down before we see a correction back up again. And therefore, I'm going to keep my eye on the London session open for this zone here. Just redraw this. Okay, I'm actually going to just extend this down to the DS3 because that's only a few pips away anyway. So really from the DS2, which is a daily support 2, down to the daily support 3 here. The whole zone from about 128.74 down at 128.43 is really a zone where I'd probably looking to buy the euro dollar anywhere in this green zone, as long as I get the appropriate buy signal and hopefully divergence as well. Okay, so I'd be looking to buy the euro dollar anywhere within this green zone from 128.43 up towards that 128.74. And from there, I'd be trading this straight back up towards that 900 level and just above, where we have support at 129.09. Okay, and if that 129.09 level gave way, then I'd be trading it up again towards that daily central pivot and the next resistance point at the 129.32. And I also have a confluence zone up here of pivots, which is the DR1, and the weekly central pivot up here. Okay, so we do have even higher extension at the 129.47, and that's also a possibility because we've got that confluence zone there, and that would pretty much give us a 100% retracement from the down move from Friday to where prices low would be today, wherever that may be. Okay, so that would pretty much give us the 100% retracement. The confluence pivot zone here, daily R1 to weekly pivot point, which is around that 129.47. What that would also do is fill this little gap. Again, this gap is only about 10 pips, but the gap would be filled. So again, guys, what I'm going to look for towards the London Open is DS2 down to DS3 as my buy zone. Anywhere within this green zone, 128.43 up to 128.74. I'm looking for a push down during London, looking for a buy signal to get long, and I'm going to trade this up to the 900 level, just above the 900 level, around that 129.09, 129.10. And again, if that gives way, I'm going to look to get towards that central pivot and the resistance point here, which is around the 129.26 to 129.33, and even higher, we've got the DR1 weekly pivot, which is around the 129.47. Okay, so there's a potential excellent long trade. Even if it hits one of these targets, it's going to produce a good amount of pips. Okay, I'm going to cover a couple more scenarios because that's not the only thing that could happen on today's chart. We're going to have to look at some downside momentum as well. Again, because we've got this potential green buy zone here, we're going to have to watch this little confluence zone down here of weekly pivots and monthly pivots. So we got the weekly S1 and we got the monthly S2 level right here. Okay, and this should be a strong zone. So if this green zone here doesn't give the buy signal to get long, just watch to see if the next zone does, because again, we got lots of support here at the green zone, but just below there we got the monthly S1 and the weekly S1, so there's another double confluence zone here from pivot points. So if this green zone does give away, keep your eye on this little safety net, as I'll call it, just below, which again could cause the buy, the little foundation for our buy signal. Okay, just in case we do see a little spike down here, we do have this little safety net of the weekly S1 and monthly S1 to catch price. If price makes it all the way down there, it will be very, very overextended to the downside, and therefore we would really expect a correction in the market. Okay, but personally, I think this green zone here that I've got highlighted should hold price, and we should get some sort of buy signal. But again, if we do spike down there, just watch that weekly S1 and MS2 to catch price and help push it back up, just in case we do manage to get some selling pressure in the market. Okay, so I can't really see any reason to be selling the euro dollar today, because we've already got an extension down here. Okay, so we've had the correction here. Now we've got that extension down. Let me just draw that in. And so we know over the last few days, my pen's going crazy here. We know over the last few days we've had price selling off. So we got one leg here with the correction. We got another leg here with the correction. We got another leg down here with a correction, and now we've got another leg down here. So we're due a correction, okay, on the price, given this, if anyone knows or follows Elliott wave, then it's pretty much setting up for a correction just now. Okay, so guys, do keep your eye on that. Now, another scenario that could pop up is that if we don't actually get a dip down in the market to get as long, and we actually just start moving up pretty much towards the London Open, and that the London Open price just breaks out to the upside pretty much without dipping down to our buy zone. Therefore, what I would suggest that if we do break above the DS1 level here, watch out for the 129.09 level, because that should cap price. So if we do get a break above there, what we really need to see is also a break above the 129.09 level, and price to come back and hold one of these two zones, DS1 at 128.96, or else hold at 129.09, or really within this zone as a support to relaunch us back up to the upside. I wouldn't trade the first breakout here, because I think we will meet some sort of resistance that will push price back within this little resistance zone up here. Again, just got to draw that in. And that runs about 128.96 up to 129.09. And so I'd be looking for a breakout, really, and a pullback within this zone to get long in the market.